What is up, guys? Welcome back to game number 5 between Vile and ZeNEX.
Alrighty, here we go. We have ZeNEX.EXTREME in the bottom right-hand corner as our blue Protoss. The map is Shakuris Plateau. His opponent, currently 1-0, is Vile's very own Chance, and he's going to be our red Zerg.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game, man. ZeNEX.EXTREME. You can't get a more extreme name than that. So this thing is going to be pretty interesting, man. What do you think is going to happen, Pain User?
I think we're going to see something similar to what we saw last game from Chance, although he's probably going to wait a little bit longer for the to start producing units. I think he's going to drone up a little bit more, take a third earlier on this map, and probably drone it up a little bit harder, and then wait for Extreme to try and take his third. Yeah. And then eventually when Extreme tries to take his third, I think we'll see Chance make a ridiculous quantity of units and probably try and crush him, because that's oftentimes what he does. He forces the game into a situation where it's like you're both kind of even. He's on 3 base, you're on 2 base trying to take your third. And then instead of trying to, he's really good at finding that window where it's like, okay, we're in a macro game, but we haven't gone into a crazy macro game yet, so I'm about to start droning up for the end game macro game, and that whole time he's making units and you're not expecting it. And then when that battle comes, you're just like, wait, he has like 40 supply more than I do.
He's like the master of awkward timing attacks.
For sure, he's really good at it.
Now, on this map, you were mentioning before, probably unlikely that he's going to attack before the Protoss has the third. I agree with you, because this is a really hard map to be aggressive against a Protoss that has 2 bases only. I mean, look at the front. It's just a solo ramp, and that is it. There's no backdoors. There's no other way to get into the natural and do damage. So I agree with you. Chance is probably, if he's going to play that Chancey style, he's probably going to wait for Extreme to grab the third. Sorry, I can't stop laughing when I say his name. Extreme to grab that third, caps. And then he's going to make his move.
The all caps just completes the ensemble. It's perfect.
Yep.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
All right. Well, here comes Chance. He's going to go ahead and grab that natural.
And he's just going to go ahead and secure this natural by sending these lings around. He's already got the lings in train on that probe. They're hot on the scent, and they will take it out. Actually, that queen may get the finishing blow, and she does. Scouting probe is taken care of by Chance.
Yeah, and, I think from Extreme's point of view here, it's very important to keep those scouting units alive. I mean, he saw what Chance did to his teammate Sparta. He made mincemeat of him.
Maybe. And I wonder how often the teammates actually watch these games in the Team Arena style challenges. I think some players certainly do watch their teammates, namely, the Mouse guys. I think they definitely watch each other's games. But I'm not so sure about the Koreans, because we've definitely seen situations where a player will beat one Korean with a fairly cheesy all-in type build, and then he'll go ahead and do the exact same build back-to-back games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And take 2 wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what Chance is doing here, though. Do you see how he's using the bushes to distract the Stalker, and he's using it?
It's beautiful.
We see, the Stalker doesn't see, but he's using the bushes there to make it more difficult for the Stalker to hit the weakened Zergling. And by doing so, he was able to delay that Stalker for quite some time and get that Crawler down to the front door. So certainly looks like the Stalker might make its way into the main. There's a secondary Stalker here. And Extreme taking some pot shots, but now that the Crawler is rooted down, I don't know if Extreme's going to force the situation. It looks like he is, Pain User.
Oh, wow, and he's actually going to get the Spine Crawler. The Zealot doing a ton of damage to Chance's drones right now.
Nice micro.
Only one drone not a ton. Yeah, 1 drone does go down. A second drone almost goes down. But these Stalkers are going to be difficult for Chance to clean up. He doesn't have any lings right now. They're going to be able to start picking off drones, but surprisingly, he pulls back. There was no speed on those lings. I think he was anticipating that.
And we have a Stargate coming up here. This is a super fast Stargate.
This is the exact build I was mentioning earlier when we were discussing those potential builds. And I remember I was like, there was a phase where Protoss players were going one gate expand and dropping the Stargate at the exact same time,
right,
just to get that earlier Void Ray out and get the earlier Phoenixes out. And it's a really good build, and the timing just comes slightly earlier, and it increases your chances of shutting down a potential third. And it also just increases your chances of killing Overlords moving across the map and getting into position for scouting.
And you know what's really cool here, too, is Extreme started off the game with a lot of Stalker aggression, and because of that, Chance made all these Zerglings. He had to make a new Crawler here. You know, his anti-air doesn't look too good based on what has happened in this game already. So I think this Void Ray has the potential to do a lot of damage. Chance trying to run in here to get a scout off. He doesn't see anything that really says, oh, hey, my Protoss opponent's got a Stargate and a Void Ray's on the way. But interestingly enough, Chance has thrown down a Spire here, so he is going to have air units eventually, but the Spire is pretty interesting too.
Yeah, the Spire is a very interesting choice for Chance.
I think on this map it makes a lot of sense, though. Yeah,
and we do see Zerg players having a fair bit of success with Spire play lately, even against Stargate. They are able to micro Mutalisks against Phoenixes in a way that is... I'd say they come out even. It's almost a dead even trade sometimes.
They bring in some Corruptors sometimes.
Yeah.
That helps to deal with the Phoenix.
Well, the way it plays out is that if both players are microing their units properly, every now and then the Phoenixes will dart into range of the Mutalisks. They'll take a full volley. Occasionally, once the Mutapack is big enough, they can one- or two-shot volley the Phoenixes.
Right.
And the Phoenixes actually do start to drop, so we'll have to see what Chance decides to do with the Spire here.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be very interesting. And I was saying before, this map really bodes well for Muta play because it's hard to attack on the ground against a Protoss on this map. So the Mutas really take that out of the equation because they can fly over everything, right? So the Mutas are a great, great strategy here, I think. But the thing is, I feel like Chance needs a third base, don't you?
Yeah, he opted to go for that quick macro hatch in the main instead of taking the third. Which is going to delay his third, obviously, but, you know, it's safer. It's going to increase his production for the time being, and there the third gets blocked by a proxy pylon.
Right.
And let's see if Chance sends those Lings over there to deal with that.
Drone's trying to make a run for it. That will delay the hatchery from going down for a little bit longer because the new drone has to be sent out. But look at the production. Oh, whoa. Chance, yeah, okay, there, the Mutas are coming up, but Chance also making Corruptors. So I was hinting at this before, Pain User. When a Zerg plays against air Protoss, they've got to get Mutas, but they also got to get some Corruptors because Corruptors deal with the Phoenix while Mutas deal with the Void Rays. And let's see how this is going to play out. This is a very unusual Protoss versus Zerg.
Yeah, it really is, and there are the couple Corruptors out, and they are going to intercept that Void Ray, and it goes down immediately.
Now the Mutas have to stay behind the Corruptors, and Extreme getting up close here. A little too extreme for these Phoenixes, taking some damage, but finally backing out.
A little too extreme.
That was a little bit extreme for the fragile Phoenixes.
One Phoenix in the middle of the map has to take on 6 Corruptors all by himself.
Extreme!
Can he do it? Oh, Observer goes down right there.
Just barely out of the range of that Overseer.
Everything going Chance's way thus far. I mean, he is doing a great job.
Now, you know what he's doing, too, is anticipating the switch to ground. And it's nice, obviously, to have Roaches, so he's throwing the Roach Warren down. We might see a lot of Roaches coming out here to eat up some more of that banked-up resources that he's got. And the third now has been placed at the pocket rather than at the bottom left. So interesting decision from Chance.
Yes, yes.
Typically not safe to expand towards the Protoss.
Well, I mean, this map is huge. And he didn't really have an option because the other one was blocked. And then I don't think he wanted to take the time to reestablish his position at the southern expansion. So, yeah. I mean, I think he just wanted to get it up as quick as possible. So he took that Pocket Expo right there and got the position right next to his main.
That's going to make it a little bit more vulnerable to some type of ground attack, especially since... you know what, Pain User? When a Protoss army attacks on this map, they're always likely to stay on the north or south of the center of Shakuras. And this is a great place for Protoss ground units to be at.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The hatchery could be vulnerable to something like that.
I totally agree. That's like one of the most advantageous positions for a Protoss player to be is tucked right in there by that Xel'Naga. It's a great alleyway for force fields. Stalkers can abuse their range, and they can just quarantine you with force fields in different areas. And more often than not, you know, Protoss players come out in the positive in any kind of a battle in the midfield on this map, I feel, against Zerg, at least.
And because of that, I think it's important here for Chance to intercept this army when it's on the ground here in the center. But he might not have enough forces to do that. I think he's waiting for the Infestors to come out. And 5 are on the way. And I love what he's doing here, feigning, even if it's not a feint, trying to do the backstab here to pull that Protoss army back to buy more time. And that's exactly what he did.
And he is going to take some damage here, though. Blink comes out on top of those. Oh, but not able to get the force fields down in time. Those would have been huge. Yeah. You know, had he maybe broken the sentries off and kind of flanked the Zerglings and surrounded with force field. And here we have Chance pushing into the midfield. Going to lose some additional lings here, and it looks like Chance has actually made up his mind. He wants to commit. Fungals do go down.
Great fungal growths here, locking that whole Protoss army in position. And I love the engagement by Chance, man. He's got a great concave here, but does he have enough units to break through? The reinforcements are arriving for Extreme. Extreme's got quite a few Stalkers here. He's picking off Overlords. Corruptor's going to do battle against the Phoenix. The Corruptors will win that out. I think Extreme's going to win the battle on the ground, though, and that's the more important battle to win here in this situation. But Chance is remacroing.
Does Extreme have enough to drive it home here?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Exactly.
I think Chance is going to be able to remacro, and I think he's going to be able to save his third. And with that, I think he'll be okay here.
Yeah, I think so too. It's essentially a trade here. And yeah, Extreme is going to have to fall back. He was not able to, you know, as you said, hit that home run, drive it home. The whole goal of that initial attack is to take out a hatchery.
Yeah. No doubt. That's obviously the goal, but he was unable to do that. I mean, Chance just smashing into him in the midfield there, trading kind of even. But now that he has these Infestors, he can fungal and really start to prevent those blinks. I'm not sure why he's not actually using that right now.
He doesn't have enough energy, that's why.
There we go. So he's just going to be able to use a few Infested Terrans. He's actually going to wait.
There's a fungal.
There we go.
And that should be enough to drive these Protoss Stalkers away. In fact, now Extreme may be on the back foot.
Yeah, it looks like Extreme is actually on the back foot now. Chance really pressing the issue, moving in on the third right now with a fairly large Roach Infestor Ling army
Gotta
here.
Be careful, don't get fungled on that closed up, clumped position.
Extreme is in a lot of trouble here. I think he's going to lose all of these Stalkers and the third here. Chance going on the all-out offensive. It looks like he's going to clean this up and take out the third at the exact same time. Great moves by Chance, really pulling ahead in this game.
Don't count Extreme out just yet, though. He's reinforcing with those pylons. Chance didn't take the opportunity to kill off the pylons first, so the reinforcements are arriving. He is on the ramp right now. Extreme's got to back off, though. I don't like this position at all. He's on the low ground, although he just killed off all the Infestors.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that Immortal is just going to town on the low ground. It might go down, though, and if he loses that Immortal...
Stuck.
Okay, so... You know, all in all, Chance didn't get the third here.
So he wasn't able to drive it home.
But he took out so many units of Extremes, all of the Immortals, all of the Sentries. And keep in mind, Extremes upgrades aren't that great right now. So Chance is able to just continuously throw Lings and Roaches. And now that Extreme has to defend 2 places at once, Chance really just exploiting that.
And the sentries are so weak here. They are caught off guard. The force field's going to keep them alive momentarily, but it's only going to be temporary. The units are arriving back home from the third. Now it looks like Extreme may be able to save something here, but a lot of Zerglings are doing damage. Hold position from Chance to pick off more probes. Oh, man, Chance is just doing a great job of harassing. He's inside the main.
And he finds a way to sneak past that Zealot who is standing guard at the front door.
Can he get the Immortal?
No. He is not going to get that Immortal, but he has stopped all mining at the natural for Extreme right now. Extreme trying to hold on to position here at the third. Chance doing a great job of splitting his attention.
Yeah.
He's hitting the third. He's hitting the natural. He's hitting the third.
Getting the sentries, too. I like that.
Yes. He's taxing his multitasking, and if you look, Chance is double expanding at the same time right now. He's taking his 4th and 5th as we speak.
This is genius.
This is genius, yes. No, this is extreme.
Yes. Oh, man. Well, I really think Chance is doing a great job here of, you know, doing the double attack and double expanding. You couldn't have said it any better. And that's that's him. You know what he's doing? He's asserting his ability to multitask better than his opponent.
Not only is he really good at multitasking, I think that he's really, really good with the counterattacks and hitting. He uses Zerg's resupply advantage to the best of its ability, I think.
Right.
He's very good at hitting your natural, trading, and then right after that, you'll be defending your natural, and then he'll go and hit your third with a secondary wave.
Right.
And trade there.
Right.
And I think he spreads his opponents pretty thin, and he's really used to those kind of scrappy situations where both players are sending armies to deal with armies in different locations, as opposed to those big straight-up confrontations. And you know what? I can't blame him for that at all, because how often do we see Zerg win those big straight-up confrontations?
Exactly.
It's very rare.
Exactly.
So Chance's style, I think, really kind of contours to Zerg in general, and it works for him.
I honestly feel like this is the way you should play Zerg. You should be aggressive. You should attack. Don't max out and slam into a maxed out Protoss army, although it looks like he is attacking here with a pretty big force. Once again, on the ramp at the natural, he could actually take out the Nexus. No, he will refocus his attention on the Stalkers down below. Great fungal growth and whittling down those units, but I don't like Chance's odds here. It looks like he's getting a bad position, and Extreme is going to clean this up, but will Chance be able to pick off the Nexus or anything crucial here is the question.
I think he's just going to try and go out and get as many kills as possible on the way out the door.
Try to trade a little bit here.
Yep, and you know, as he continues to trade here, now he's got the 4th and 5th expansions kicking in, so Chance is on a solid 5 base here.
And he just picked off what I believe was a Warp Prism as well.
Oh.
Yes, I believe it was, because there was a Warp Prism in production.
I see.
And no longer does it exist, and a new one's on the way.
And Chance making a huge swing over to Ling Muta right now. 10 Mutas on the way, and a ton of Lings here. Is he going to go for these Archons?
Doesn't look like it. Does he have Adrenal Glands right now? Not yet.
I don't think that he does.
Not yet.
He
but
may.
He's going into Greater Spire.
The Greater Spire is almost done.
And here he goes. He's going into the main. Once again, just attacking so many angles at once. Man, Extreme. Well, we're about to find out if Extreme can live up to his namesake or not, because this is getting extreme.
And Chance is very good at this. He's all about these counterattacks. Look, hitting the third now at the same time with the Mutas as he harasses the main with the Lings. Just picking off units when and where he can with the Zerglings. Pretty much shuts down the entire third here. All the probes have been eviscerated at the third.
Yeah.
And things just looking pretty grim for Extreme here. Chance,
look at his
in
APM,
full control of this game right now.
Look at the multitasking he's putting out right now. We're watching Chance's point of view here, so apologize for the Blair Witch effect, but I really wanted to see what exactly he's looking at, and he's looking at everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, he really is. He's doing a great job tabbing between his bases. Look at that production right there.
Yeah.
Queuing up a ton of units. Still trying to harass with those Mutalisks.
And let's go ahead and switch back to the Alvi as the Mutas come in here. No anti-air defense at all. So a couple of Zealots going to take some damage. On the bottom left-hand corner, though, we have a Warp Prism. So Extreme trying to attack here. He may have an opportunity, Pain User.
Yeah, he may indeed. He's going to head right in there with those 2 Archons that I believe he ferried over. I don't think that those were High Templar. I think he actually just brought the Archons.
Now, can he kill the hatchery
and
think
get out?
I
don't think he'll get out, though.
He needs to save the units. The Warp Prism is still hiding back here.
Oh, no, he should have kept those Archons alive.
Yeah, he should have kept the Archons alive.
Right? I mean, they're so expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Even just sacrificing 2 of those for
a hatchery? I don't know if it's worth it. That's a lot of gas.
It's definitely worth it, but ugh.
Based on how many bases Chance has?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not like he was fully saturated there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And he saved the drones. I would have liked him to bring the War Prism and save the Archons. That would have been a great play.
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, man, Chance is doing a good job still, even with the hatchery down. At least Extreme picks off something. But he's barely hanging on to these 3 bases right now.
Yeah, and he's lost so many probes. It's going to be very difficult to climb back in this. If we look at the supplies, 41 probes have been killed. And if we look at the supplies right now, 117 for Extreme to 199 for Chance. Chance maxed here. He's got Brood Lords. He's bringing the Queens here for the final push.
I like
some additional transfuse. And look at this mixture of units we have from Chance. This is the late game composition he wants. Lings with heavy upgrades. Few Corruptors, Brood Lords, handful of Mutalisks.
God, this is going to be a ravaging of the Protoss army. Feedback's going off.
Ooh, Chance does pull out those Infestors just in the nick of time.
Oh,
and GG is called right there before the battle even happens.